Okay, here we go. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. So tonight, I just want to offer you a little 10 to 15-minute masterclass all about protein. I'm going to call it the pros of protein, why we need it, and what it does for us. The reason for this is because I just feel like as women, as busy moms, sometimes we just don't know like how this is impacting our life. And I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about that and a little bit about how you can get a little bit more in. So for those of you who might not know me, my name is Kimberly Jetty. I'm a community pharmacist. I live here in beautiful British Columbia, back here. That's where we got married on a farm with my three young boys and my husband. I have such a busy, full life. And one of my favorite things that I love to do outside of being a pharmacist is do lots of value and education just like this to help you live a healthy and vibrant life. I'm really passionate about gut health, about supplements, about proactive healthcare. So this is why I just really wanted to have this really quick class all about protein. So I have my notes here. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to look down because I just want to stay on task and I want to make sure I give you the best information I possibly can. Okay. So basically, why do we need protein? Okay, firstly, women, we need protein for obviously several reasons. Protein is a major building block for our muscles, for our tissues, our skin, and our hair. So we need it to like just build regular tissues in general as well. It's also necessary for production of things like enzymes, hormones, and other kind of molecules in our body, like all the kind of fun stuff like that. And also during periods of things like growth, like significant growth. So pregnancy, breastfeeding, or even activity like working out, our protein needs actually need to go up. And that's one thing that I had not been very vigilant about, was noticing when I started my workout plan about 1 year ago, is that I didn't actually increase my protein intake to match my energy kind of like level. So we're going to discuss a little bit about that in a minute. What happens, okay, first of all, when we don't get enough protein? Because I think this is one of the big ones that these things are maybe not recognizable to us. Like we think it could be attributed to something else when it really could be, are we not getting enough protein in our diet? Okay. So when you don't get enough, it can lead to, of course, muscle loss. That's a big one because we're not having that tissue to help rebuild it. Weakened immune function. Okay. So maybe you're not feeling as healthy and vibrant as you used to. Are any of these sounding kind of familiar? Hair loss. That was a big one for me. Things like slow wound healing, you probably don't have this anything like that, but perhaps you do if you're quite deficient. But the ones that I think tend to be the biggest things are hormonal imbalances, things with our gut health that might not be right, energy levels, cravings, those things like that that we start experiencing, especially at night, are kind of signs that we are not getting enough protein through our diet, like through our day in our diet. Okay. So how is this important? Because I talked about in my intro here, leading up to this class, a little bit about weight management and weight loss. And you usually, when you think about weight management or weight loss, I think a lot of us, like for me personally, I would always think about like, I need to have like as less calories as possible, or cut carbs, or just have fruits and vegetables and not eat and just eat rice, right? I never really thought about, you know, what would make this kind of look balanced. But one thing we're finding is that protein for weight management and weight loss, yes, loss, really plays a crucial role if you have that kind of goal in mind. Firstly, it helps to increase your feelings of fullness and satisfaction, right? So you're not going to be eating as much. So reducing your likelihood of overeating, that's a big one. It leaves us more satiated. It takes longer for our stomach and digestive system to break it down. Protein has a higher thermic effect. This is something that I learned compared to things like carbs. So that means it requires more energy for you to digest and metabolize it. Therefore, you're actually burning it off at like a higher, like your body's using more energy to burn it off. It's going to help with more calories, potentially boosting calorie expenditure. Right. Yeah. Big thing is too, is it's preserving muscle mass. So if you're having weight loss and you're eating more protein and you're working out, you're going to be filling those kind of voids while losing the fat, building muscle loss with that protein. So you need to really take that in. During weight loss, and adequate protein helps prevent muscle mass while promoting fat loss. So if you're someone like myself who is looking for, like I started my workout program, and I have to tell you, I never really lost much weight. Like the scale didn't change, but my body composition changed. And that's because I was putting on more muscle. I was losing fat, putting on more muscle. So everything just kind of like tightened up. I lost like 7 or 8 inches total and 2 dress sizes, but the scale stayed exactly the same number. Okay. Like, or I did lose a little bit, like about 6 months later, but in the first beginning, it was just basically like nothing was changing, but my clothes started to fit differently. And that's because I was exchanging like fat for muscle and I was intaking the right protein. Okay. How does this factor in hormonal health? Because I know a lot of us talk about hormonal health and gut health, and protein plays a huge part in that too. I talk a lot about gut health and about things that we can do to support it. But one of the big ones too in supporting gut health is actually also hormonal health, which is also protein. You see how everything here just kind of all seems to like meld together. So it's really essential in women's health. It influences everything from our mood to our metabolism, how much we're burning off. It helps in hormone production and regulation, includes insulin, which regulates our blood sugar levels, and hormones that are involved in like reproductive health, like estrogen, progesterone. And also, if we consume enough protein, that also helps support our overall hormonal balance and well-being. So the big thing about the insulin thing that I want to just take a note of here is that when people talk about like having a stable blood glucose level, I don't know if that's something you've ever heard about or talked about. Protein plays a huge part in that. And the way that I had this explained to me, which is like really simple and simplistic, is you just think of that you have yourself, you have a fire, and you have in one hand, you have paper, which will say like carbs or things like that. In the other one, you have a nice burning log. And what happens is when you add to this fire, you add something like, oh, sugar, excuse me. The paper is sugar. You add sugar to the fire, it burns it like really hot and really fast. And that's kind of like a spike. So this symbolized, say, like in your day, you are having breakfast, for example. So breakfast, you have, let's say like a piece of toast with just a little bit of peanut butter. FYI, peanut butter is not protein, okay? I was saddened when I heard this as well, but it's not protein, okay? We got to get over that, guys, and move on to something and put our big girl pants on and not eat peanut butter, okay? You can eat it, but it's just not a protein source, okay? So say, for example, you have like just your peanut butter and your white toast, okay? So what happens is your blood sugar is low because you woke up, so you're fasting, and then it goes like this, and then it comes down. So you get that immediate kind of sugar balance, and then it comes down, and this would happen maybe around like, 9 o'clock, a couple hours later, your blood sugar is now down at this level, which means your body is saying, I need energy, I need something to eat. You're maybe feeling hangry, you're looking around, you're not sure what to do. So what happens is you're like, oh, I need something fast. You maybe grab a Starbucks, like a lemon loaf, okay? Or maybe a sugary coffee drink, right? Something like that. You're like, oh, okay. Then what happens is your blood glucose level, here's level, goes like this again, boop, because you're getting that energy. It's burning off fast and quick. And then it's going to come right back down. Okay. Now you're at lunchtime. So say at lunchtime, you're kind of like, oh, you know what? This is like a bad day. You're like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm going to go and get, like a sandwich, right? So sandwiches maybe aren't that bad, but it's going to spike your blood glucose level a little bit. Now we got this 3 o'clock slump, and all you've been doing all day is going up and down like this. At the 3 o'clock slump, your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, which is directly influenced by all of this, is also starting to fluctuate. So that's what's keeping you sleepy, your cortisol levels. It's like your stress hormone, okay? You may not be stressed, but it's playing a part in this, right? That's also starting to kind of go wonky, and that's also making you feel tired. So now you've had this blood glucose level going up and down, and you got this cortisol level that's kind of starting to slump because maybe you're drinking too much coffee, maybe you're having all those things up and down. That's a metabolic imbalance. It's causing this stress hormone to kind of go wonky. What's going to happen? You're definitely going to reach for that Starbucks. You're definitely going to reach for that thing, something that's sweet to pull you out of that, because that's what your body is saying it needs. It needs energy. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have another one of these, and you're another one of these. And this is going to go on day after day after day if you're not filling those little voids with the protein. So now let's just take a quick here. Say you have protein. So you're going to do in the morning. So protein is a log. Your fire is metabolism. You want to throw a heavy log on that metabolism that's going to burn slow and steady. So protein in the morning, okay? You have a little bit more time. You're going to have a couple eggs, but you're going to grab an essential meal replacement shake from Arbonne. I'm just going to say, guys, because it works, okay? Just going to throw it out there because it works, okay? You're going to get 30 grams of protein in this serving. What's going to happen is that, yes, your blood glucose level is going to go up. It has to, but it's not going to spike. It's going to go up, but it's going to say maintain a normal one. Say around 10 o'clock comes and you're hungry, you're going to grab maybe some cottage cheese, maybe a boiled egg, something with some protein source in it, some hummus with some crackers, it's going to go up a little bit again, but it's going to stay maintained. Then comes lunchtime. You're going to grab another essential meal protein shake, maybe. That's going to give you about 24 grams of protein. You're going to have maybe a nice salad with some, chicken and stuff in it and some veggies, some fiber there. It's going to go up a little bit too. Now what's going to happen at this little 3 o'clock slump, your cortisol levels have not been all like wonky all day. You might not even feel that 3 o'clock slump. It might not even be there. Yeah, you might be getting tired and bored from work. Who isn't at 3 o'clock? But you're not going to have that metabolic, like jumping up and down like you had before when you were just constantly throwing the sugar and all that stuff at it, right? I'm not saying that you're still not getting protein in your diet because I know that you are, but the trick is to be getting enough at every time. And what we're aiming for here is 20 to 30 grams per meal, 20 to 30 grams in your breakfast meal, 20 to 30 grams in your lunch, 20 to 30 grams at your supper. So total, you're going to get 90. That's total. That's on the low end. And then you're going to start adding in some of your snacks. You can anywhere be from 100 to 150. I had a girlfriend of mine who's fairly active, who's having issues with hair loss. And her, when someone suggested that she gets 150 grams of protein per day. So you better bet your dollar that she is having one of those protein shakes. And I started doing that myself as well. I like to have 2 eggs with toast in the morning. And I started adding on an essential meal replacement shake. And it has made a world of difference to how I'm feeling throughout the day by just getting that in the morning. And I've started adding one on at around 2:30 or so instead of my snack. So I feel good before dinner and I'm not overeating at my other meal, right? I always used to think like, oh, I shouldn't have this because it's too much, but I'm just not getting enough. Okay. So that's a little bit about that. How does it impact our gut health? Okay. So our gut is really intricately of course, what I talk about intricately related to our overall health and influences digestion, immune function, even our mental health. Of course, it does so much. And protein is really possible because it helps in your role by helping the gut lining. It reduces it reduces inflammation. It provides essential amino acids to repairing and maintaining that gut lining. So it's really important that protein helps with our gut health. Alternatively, certain protein sources such as yogurt and kefir, which I love, by the way, are really help support that healthy gut microbiome, or kind of the gut system down there, by introducing different types of probiotics. Okay, so those are really important too. So what are different ways that we can get in this? Okay, first of all, I totally understand the importance of protein, and I want to talk about how we can focus it, of course, on food first. I'm not a nutritionist, but I just know that you should be reaching for protein-rich foods at every single meal. And sometimes one thing I did learn is that the different kinds of foods have different type of let's say, what's the word? Not variety level, but the type of protein source that's in them is good. It's something called leucine. So the amount of leucine in each type of protein source is actually more advantageous, and you can kind of look that up. So these are something like lean meats, fish, dairy, eggs, poultry, all those things that we know. You want to just to aim to kind of have them in each meal, have them with a snack. And of course, if something like that is just not working for you, I'm here to talk about how we can get more. And one of my biggest ways is just protein powder. Okay. The essential meal replacement from Arbonne has been absolutely essential to me doing this. And the reason essential to me doing this, but really it is. And the reason being is because it gives you 24 grams of protein per serving. There's no seed oils in it. It gives you the perfect type of ratio of like carbs to fats so that it's able to burn it off. So you're getting something that's perfect, for weight loss and also for weight management. I love it because it comes in 2 different flavors, vanilla or chocolate. And really, I love just kind of mixing a little bit of each of them, and it's super delicious. You can just mix it up with water. I'm not a blender gal because I don't like to have the time to do that. I want something that's going to be easy to grab and go. And this totally is. Mix it with water, tastes great with milk. You can put it in a blender, add some extra fats and a banana if you want, and it's totally awesome. And adding one of those shakes into one of your meals once to twice per day is going to give you the protein source that you need. Okay. So if you're interested in anything like that, send me a message. If you're watching this somewhere, send me a message somehow. And I can give you the best pricing on it as well, because I really want you to feel that change, that increasing that protein protein in your body can do for you, okay? So in conclusion, protein is, of course, is essential for women's health, supporting our muscle function, hormonal health, weight management, gut health, and really by prioritizing those protein-rich foods and then adding in the supplements as you need, and having that adequate intake, it's going to help reduce your cravings. It's going to help get your energy level up. It's going to help you feel vibrant and healthy and just that feeling of overall well-being. Okay, so that's all I have for you now. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to have this recording up for you guys. And if anyone has any questions, please send me a message. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.